Record it.
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah.
How you,
Just want to say that every time.
how you doing? You're tired, you said.
I'm a little tired,
Yeah.
but I'm okay. Life is good. Pretty happy. Getting stuff done.
So you want to get
No
through you want
complaints.
to get through this before you fully pass out, right?
Basically, yeah. I actually bought a bottle of melatonin so I can kind of
Sleep tonight?
regulate my sleep. Yeah.
You should try to
I've been-
take it halfway through the podcast and let's see how tired you are during the what you're playing section.
Do you really want it to be a failure?
Oh, whatever. And this is what you're playing. My name is Nick. This is Dara. We're two failed YouTuber best friends who've never met each other in real life who just want to talk about some video games and stuff.
Just want to talk about video games and stuff.
My housekeeping again is Mike has ordered his mic and he should be with us next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't have housekeeping at all.
No. He got some
Nothing has
little
changed.
$80 mic I've never seen before, but I watched videos of people using it on YouTube and it sounds pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
By who?
I don't remember. I could go through his text later and send it to you, but we'll see how it is. But I feel like it's on par with that Yeti, which is
Really?
kind of surprising. There's been some
I got a deal on this one.
Yeah.
I think it was like open box, damage box, or something like that, and it was like
Oh.
120, but it used to be like 150.
this
200? I don't
Samson
remember.
here was also 120.
Oh, that's a good microphone.
Yeah,
So,
I think so.
did you get a deal, or was it
No,
just?
I think it's just permanently gone in sale.
Wow,
It was like 160 before, and now it's dipped.
nice find.
Anyway, stories today for what's the date? The 22nd? Yes.
Yes, sir. June 22nd.
June 22nd, 2020. We've got The Last of Us Part 2 review bombs are exploding for some reason.
Yeah.
Tell
Tell me about it.
The EA Live event. Do we care?
No,
And-
but I mean, Apex on Switch.
Yeah,
We're talking
there's Apex stuff. And Crash 4 is coming out, which is kind of funny to me. I've never been a Crash fan, but there are rabid Crash fans like there are rabid Sonic fans.
I mean, Crash Bandicoot is such an original
I know.
that if there's a zany, goofy, cartoony platformer, like Crash Bandicoot is like one of the OG ones.
We'll
so-
get to that one in a little bit.
We'll get to that.
Let's start with this one here. This is from Push Square, written by Liam Croft. The Last of Us 2's review bombing has continued following yesterday's shameful episode. The title has now attracted more than 30,000 reviews on Metacritic, dropping its score to a 3.5.
Is this people just hating?
Yeah, they're.
Or
I don't even know if most of these
are they
people
legitimate?
I don't even know if most of them have played the game. I have played through the whole game. I banged through it all.
But why hate on a game that? I mean, what's the point?
Well, they're hating on it because they don't like the story choices, which I don't really want to get too in depth with to you.
I mean, not everything can be perfect. You know?
No, but here's the thing: it's perfect. It is a spectacularly told story. It's one of the best stories in video games. It might be the best story in video games I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you know how people are. They're gonna be like, "Yeah, you didn't do what I thought you were gonna do," and that's disappointing.
They kill some characters and they take some other beloved characters into very dark directions that you may not have expected them to go into. And
Well, that's good.
and they also
If you don't anticipate them, like you don't see them coming, and they're like nice twists.
yeah.
No,
There's
okay.
one spectacular twist in the game. There's one character who you may not like, and then you find yourself really sympathize. At least if you're not a fucking idiot, to be fair, you'd find yourself sympathizing or empathizing with them greatly through the chapters you spend with that character. I mean, I think I'm gonna do a solo spoiler cast and just rant into this microphone at some point this week and just talk all about The Last of Us Part 2 because I found it so amazing. Like, it has affected me every day I've played it. Like, I've gone to bed and dreamt about it. I've had trouble falling asleep thinking about where I left in the game and just wanting
Wow.
to. Like, I was like, do I force myself to just like do I just stay up 24 hours and beat this game, or do I like try to go to sleep?
So how is this one compared to the first one? Any differences
It's better. I mean, differences.
in every way?
The gameplay loop is extremely similar, but it's a lot tighter and cleaner. The upgrade system is greatly expanded upon.
That's always nice.
The enemy types are expanded upon.
Uh-huh.
There is more than one. There are multiple factions. There are the Wolves, which is the Washington Liberation Front, which is like this militia group, this large militia group that has taken over Seattle, and then their opponents, the Seraphites, who they call Scars, which are like religious kind kind of like religious cultists with some strange beliefs.
Okay.
And those two are in a war, and Ellie is on a revenge quest to kill one of the people from the wolves. And she tracks this person down to Seattle, and gets in the middle of this fray while trying to, satisfy her goals, basically. Like, I really don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to talk about any spoilers here.
No, I understand. Too soon.
And there are
5 years.
No. This week, I'm just going to post a spoiler cast. I'm going to post a spoiler cast.
Okay.
And
how close are you to finishing it?
I beat it.
Did you already?
I beat it. Yeah,
you did?
It.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. Congrats.
It came out Thursday.
How many hours?
I want to say maybe like 23, 25.
Hey, not bad. That's
Something,
pretty good.
Something like that. The original game I recently beat in 8 hours in one sitting.
Right, you told me.
So it's much bigger. And I fucking adored it. I cried many times, but I am a big wimpy baby.
Yeah, you do appreciate sentimentality in video games.
I do.
For sure.
In everything, in all media.
Yeah, yeah.
And these people that are bombing it, I really feel like they're just...
What do they say about it? Like, what are their reasons?
Like what I just said, they don't like that certain characters got killed. They think it's bad writing. They don't like that they make you empathize with this certain character that at the start of the game, like, you see as horrible. And they see it as like bad writing, that they basically put you in that character's shoes and make you understand where they're coming from. I was just reading through.
Well, that's good writing, actually.
I was just reading through a whole Reddit thread with like terrible writing. Like, these motherfuckers probably haven't written 2,000 words in their lives. You know what I mean?
Change somebody's opinion of a like film or movie character like profoundly. That's good writing. Because it could feel fake, but you could also like genuinely sympathize and be like, "Oh crap! Like, this guy's actually amazing."
Yeah.
But like whatever you originally thought at first, like that's good writing.
That's the most beautiful trick of this game. Where at the beginning you hate this particular character, and then I was so terrified every moment every moment she was about to die. I was like, oh no, like I leaned in multiple times. I was like, fuck no, like, but I did the same thing for the people,
because you never knew like when somebody was gonna just blow up.
Basically,
or get taken out.
There's a lot of drama, but I had the same exact feeling for Ellie whenever she was in that situation, and this other person is her antagonist. So you play like both sides of the coin, and I ended up falling in love with both sides and being angry at both sides over the ridiculous decisions. There are many times in the game where they could just choose to not do what they're doing and just have a happy life. But the hatred, inside of them pushes them along. And the brilliant thing about this game is when the character is going to do something you don't agree with, like having them murder someone that should not be murdered, they make you press the button. It doesn't just play out. You have to do it, and there's no way to skip it. You can't make a choice because the story is laser focused. It's not an RPG. It's a linear narrative, but they still want you to be the one to do it. To be like, the shit you do has weight, and the things you do have consequences. And violence and hatred and vengeance is a fool's game, and that is like the ultimate meta narrative. It's about like letting go of hate. And if you don't let go of hate, how it will destroy you. And it's brilliant. It's great.
How it'll consume you, eventually you become like a force of evil yourself somehow.
And lose everything.
Yeah, and lose perspective too.
And these people, I don't know if it's just children who can't grasp. This sounds so elitist, but I don't know if it's just kids that can't grasp like these broader concepts, or if it's just knuckle draggers. I really don't know.
Yeah, things have to be peachy and perfect for them. Like, life is unpredictable. Like, come on, have appreciation for.
At the end of the first Last of Us, you do a horrible thing at the end. There's no good. Like, the antagonist of the original Last of Us is more or less the main character. You find out at the end. Anyway, I'm disappointed with how dumb the internet is, but that's a daily occurrence, and that's more or less why I wanted to touch on this story.
30,000 reviews though.
Yeah, I wonder if it's still totally bombed. Like, the user score is a 4 and the critic score is a 95.
It's 95.
Yeah, so that's all you really got to know. individual people are smart, but herds of people are stupid, in my opinion.
See, people who give it 0, that's just dumb.
Bet you
Like,
they,
why would
bet
you
you
give
they
it a
haven't even
0?
played it.
You mean that there was nothing good about it? Absolutely, like not even worth I don't know,
A 5 is average, right? That's what you would say.
Come on.
I mean, and then beyond the narrative stuff, which
0.
is what I believe is why everyone is, fucking bending it over the pinball table. I think the real reason, I mean, I think that there's much, what like you were saying, like give it something.
Here's an example of.
I was going to just say it's a technical marvel beyond that.
And here's an example of just like somebody being unreasonable about it and just giving it a 0. The guy says, I'd give 9 for graphics, 8 for gameplay, 8 for music, -99 for story, overall 0.
So stupid.
Literally,
dude.
So you basically mean, oh, come on, just admit it. Average 8.5. You just don't like the way it went, and suck it up. Like, it doesn't have to appeal to everything that everyone wants.
This person is trying to say it's torture porn. Saw 3D of video games. Like, that's ridiculous. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly violent. Yeah. I won't deny it's violent, but when it's violent and it's messed up, you're not like, ooh, I got a boner for this shit. You're like, oh my god, like this is so gruesome, terrible. If you're human in any way, because the violence is so what's the word? It's not like glorified. It is blunt.
Visceral.
Yes, it is blunt and visceral, and it's like real. And it like hurts and
it has weight. Like you understand that violence is like evil. Like it's violent. Like, it's not just shooting people in GTA.
Very
it can be
bad
heavy
game.
And depressing. And,
like this guy can't even put together words. Like, very bad game. They destroy the franchise. Yo, put up politics. What's this? Yo, put up politics. One of the characters is a lesbian, and one of the characters is trans. But that like has almost nothing to do with the story. Actually, it has nothing to do with the story whatsoever. They just are those things.
Politics.
Yeah. I don't know. And maybe they don't like that the main characters are like, it's a very female focused game. It's all like super survival chicks. There's one chick in this game that's got arms like a linebacker because she is on a quest for revenge. She wants to kill a particular person, and that's her whole drive, and all she does is train for the day she'll meet this guy that she wants to kill. And that
is very Kill Billy.
Yeah,
that's very Quentin Tarantino.
And that character is my favorite character, and most people would say that's the worst character. Can you remember
that determination?
Can you remember any other review bombs in the past just based on story?
No, I was gonna say God of War. Didn't that experience a little bit of that, but not really.
No, God of War is like universally, everybody loved God of War. I feel like
the second one, I think people didn't like it, but I don't remember exactly.
God of War 2018 has a 94 critic, 9.1 user.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought it was one of them. No, honestly, I can't think of any right now.
The last thing I'm going to say is what I've been saying all along. This review bomb is totally unjustified. This game is a masterpiece. Like, I don't understand the hate. I don't understand it at all. These people either did not play this game, or we are playing different games, because it is so good. It's spectacular.
I mean, I don't want to get political, but not everyone is open-minded. I mean, the thing is, if you go into the second game expecting the lesbian thing and the transsexual thing, like all of that, not be part of it, like what did you like? If that's why you're hating on it, I hope it's not.
I mean, I'm sure.
Are, like, hating on.
I'm sure
if the guy's talking that politics, like that was already a given. Like, how are you bashing the second title for something that was already established in the first one?
She is established as gay in the first one in the DLC. It's not in the main gameplay. But her backstory is her and her. It would have been her girlfriend. They became like a budding relationship. They both get bit at the same time, and her girl turns. I can't remember her name right now. And Ellie doesn't. Ellie's like the only immune person in the world that we know of at this point in the story. But it's been well documented that she's a lesbian. Like the trailers like very clearly show that she's a lesbian. So I don't know if you had your head in the sand for the last 7 years.
Yeah, if any of it is like anti-LGBTQ related, like
there's some of that. There's some of that, but I really feel like most of it is just about the narrative and not any sexual orientation or sexual identity of any of the characters, because it's very surface level. It's superfluous. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, yeah. It's not like they're like making out and fucking throughout the game.
There's one lesbian sex scene,
which should be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we've reached a point where that's just such a normal thing. Like, why would anybody even like think about it twice?
There's a heterosex scene as well. Like, they got both sides of the coin. Anyway, it's a great game. These people are stupid.
Yeah, I bet there's some parents out there. How could you let this get inside my home with my children?
God. Well, yeah, in the Midwest and stuff like that.
Oh lordy!
All right, let me pull up this EA Play thing. You wanna read on this one?
Yes. I somehow closed the tab. No, here it is. So here are the biggest 5 announcements from the EA Play Live 2020 press conference. This year, EA, like many of the giant video game publishers, switched from what would normally have been a massive E3 conference in LA to a virtual-only event called EA Play Live.
Yep.
The event kicked off at 7 p.m. on Thursday, included a slew of big announcements from the company's various gaming properties, including the Respawn-made Battle Royale, Apex Legends, and Star Wars, which I don't care about.
Oh, that Star Wars game is a good game. Even if you've never played a Star Wars game or care about Star Wars at all, Jedi Fallen Order.
It does look it looks graphically amazing, but I think if I played on this PC, I might just kill it completely. I don't know what's happening with it still, so I'm not going to risk anything graphically too intense.
I played on PS4.
The series of new announcements also illustrated EA's commitment to supporting Steam versions of its popular PC titles and crossplay, which is kind of exciting. We're going to get to that, for allowing various console platforms and Windows ones to play together. We've rounded up the biggest news. So Apex Legends is coming to Switch, and it's going to have cross-play support and Steam, of course.
What is that going to look like?
That is going to be crazy. I mean, I understand that it can like water down everything else, because as long as you have like the netcode running, like okay,
yeah.
You know, but how are people going to compete? Like, I don't see how somebody aiming on Switch controllers. I mean, obviously you can use third party, but most people don't go out of the way to get like amazing controllers for their Switch.
Oh, I did, man.
Cost the same amount.
You get the Pro controller. The Nintendo Switch Pro controller.
And it's decent, but I don't think you can compete with like PC players who can just like snap their mouse.
Well, I have been streaming on twitch.tv/He'sBadGames with my friend Jessie, and almost nightly playing Call of Duty, and she plays on Xbox with the controller. I play on PC, and we play a lot of Xbox people, and they can compete.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's never a total
I mean, you get
blowout.
used to it. There's muscle memory and all, but like still, you're turning, like if you want to do a 180, the PC player will always win. And I'm not hating on console. I'm not hating or glorifying PC, but it's a reality. Like, just to be honest about it.
I mean, definitely the best controller player will lose to the best mouse player, but the best controller player will still beat me.
And that's why, like, even for Overwatch, for example, on console, like the ratings are different. Like somebody with less SR is in a higher rank, basically, because it's a little easier. But when they come over to the PC version, they're already like a tier lower.
Yeah. I have a friend who's a Apex Predator on Xbox, and he switched to PC, and he's stuck in, like, I want to say low diamond right now. Yeah, but I mean, I still can't get to low diamond, so his skills are still better than mine. You know what I mean? and he's never used mouse and keyboard in his life. He has trained himself within like the last 2 months, I want to say.
It's just so sluggish when you can already base on like game footage when someone's on console, because when they do a 180, it's just like
or it's a couple quick jerks, you know.
Yeah,
to move into that position.
But I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna play with you.
Well, yeah, that's because you're not. I was gonna say you're an Apex slut. You're not an Apex slut.
No, I'm a Switch slut.
You're a Switch slut. You'll just get everything on Switch. Well, I mean, it'll be free, so of course, why wouldn't you get it, right?
Speaking of, just like, oh my god, did you also know? I'll tell you what I'm playing this week later, but it's almost shameful. Anyway, EA's bringing The Sims 4, and Titanfall 2, and more to Steam as well.
I mean, Steam getting those titles is great. A lot of people don't want to deal with Origin, me included. I only do it because Apex is there.
Yeah, yeah.
Titanfall 2 might be the best first-person shooter campaign I've ever played. So
It's actually amazing. Yeah, I've seen footage of it. I haven't played myself,
I
but I'm
I
really
have
interested
played
in
it.
that.
You can bang through that if you get a sale on that. You can bang through that in 6 hours if you get for like $15 or $20.
But the multiplayer is amazing.
The multiplayer is very good. Yeah.
Yeah. So they announced they'll be bringing a Way Out. I don't know, a Way Out. Dead Space 3, Sims 4, Titanfall 2 to Steam, along with Apex Legends.
A Way Out is that Prison Break third person narrative game. It's a co-op game where you and another prisoner. It's like
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Uh huh.
that's A Way Out. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I saw some footage for that too. I didn't play it
It
myself,
looked
but it
fine.
looked cool. Yeah, it had. I guess I saw a couple of people just playing with other friends or a couple of playthroughs. It's fun how
Yeah.
people approach puzzles. Rocket Arena is an all new multiplayer hero shooter coming July 14th.
I remember
I
looking
don't
at
know.
it and just kind of like skipping past it. I'm gonna take a look
There's a
at it.
trailer. Do you want to
I mean, I'm
blow it up?
oh, I don't have that set up properly, but I will describe it. It kind of looks like
Overwatchy map here.
yeah,
Very Overwatchy.
very cartoony graphics. It looks like a hero shooter, sort of, but it looks like everybody's weapons are basically rockets or big projectiles, more or less.
Their signature abilities.
Yeah, it's like an Overwatch. It's what everybody's doing. It's like a mix of Overwatch and Fortnite is what it looks like to me. That's why I don't even really care to talk about it because like how full is this space? Like how much room is left in this marketplace?
Not much. Honestly, there's so many amazing games already out using this format.
Like I would
This just looked meh.
I mean, it's beautifully animated. The characters look really
It
nice.
is.
The environments look really cool, but
But I'm not drawn to it.
it's people jumping. Oh, it's 3v3. That's a little different, though. That's a little different. That makes it a little more interesting to me. Oh, wait, and it also has Smash Brother mechanics. Wait, this is cooler than I first thought. So it looks like you need to knock people out of the arena. There's a barrier. There's a
I just noticed
barrier,
it too.
and you need to blast them out of the barrier. That's okay. I might have spoken
Okay.
too soon.
Interesting gimmick. We'll give it that.
It looks a little cooler than I first said. It's an over-the-shoulder third-person shooter using rockets where you need to blast people out of a dome-like arena.
And then you have other abilities, character-specific
Yeah.
abilities.
You know
It
what?
could be interesting.
Is that free to play? I might look at that.
Is it free to play?
It seems like it doesn't seem like something that would be free to play.
Yeah, EA is massive doing that.
It
Just
actually
free to play,
doesn't.
and then we're gonna make millions of dollars. And
It actually does not
in-game.
say if it's free to play. Rocket Arena. We were being dicks. Take a look at it. Rocket Arena. Rocket Arena. Yeah.
We'll keep you updated if it's like
Yeah.
a demo or if it's free to play. We'll check it out.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Star Wars Squadrons' first gameplay trailer shows off as exciting space combat. Is a new first-person space shooter that puts you in the pilot seat of the iconic Star Wars spacecraft, including the X-wing and the TIE fighters?
TIE fighters, yes.
TIE fighters,
Yeah.
yeah. It releases October 2nd for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and will also be entirely playable in virtual reality on PS4
it's
and
pretty
PC.
cool.
Entirely.
Entirely. Well, because the game totally takes place in the cockpit. There's no like third person view of the plane at all. Like you have to deal with all of your dials and shit.
I mean, that's amazing. If you can just like turn around and reach for knobs and like the steering and different
it's not coming
levers to pull down.
It's not coming out on Oculus though, right? Did it say PC and PS4?
It just said virtual reality on PS4 and PC.
So it's going to come out on Steam and Oculus. This might be something I'd have to check out. I'm very kind of down on Star Wars. I don't like it that much anymore. Like they bum me out. But sometimes the games hit real nice.
Yeah.
And this is a very clean presentation, I'll tell you that.
I mean, controlling your own spaceship. If it's going to be like that in VR, oof, oh man.
Yeah, I'll probably take a look at this one.
I'm a little butthurt that I can't get one. If it's going to be like that, that's really.
Well, I think I've told you before. I know that PC is dying, but the graphics card is rated for an Oculus Rift. It can. I used to run Oculus Rift on that PC.
Yeah. And this one, if you're just sitting in a spacecraft, maybe you don't have to move as much.
No, you just have to be in like a chair that can rotate.
Oh, I'm so tempted. I'll think
Yeah,
about it. Are
yeah.
they cheaper now or still like $300?
The Rift is no longer on sale. The Rift S is now what is being sold.
I'm hoping it's better, right?
I think it's still $400.
Oh my god,
I am looking right now.
it's quite that's the car payment for me right now.
Oculus Rift S.
I live a different
There's
life.
none even available. You got to go to Notify Me.
Oh.
The production must have ramped down.
Oculus
during
is the best
COVID.
right now, in your opinion?
No. The best is the one from Steam. The Index. It's $1,000 though. Yeah. The Rift S is retailing still for $400. Yeah, $400. Yep.
Yeah, that's a car payment, man.
Yep. Yep.
$400 for that, $60 for the game. Holy crap!
And
Groceries and diapers.
you don't need diapers. I mean, unless they're for you.
For myself.
Getting
if I make that purchase, I'm gonna poop my fucking pants every day.
Incontinent in your old age. And then the last one is a new skate game. Doesn't do anything for me.
And a new skate game. We don't know much about this one, but EA saved the revival of his much-loved skate series as a one more thing surprise at the end of his press conference. Chris "Cuz" Perry, the gamer's director, said it's the beginning. The skate evolution continues. It sounds like it's very early, but Skate 4 has been a constant request from gaming fans for years, I guess. And Perry even acknowledged the meme-worthy moment by saying, "You commented this into existence." That's actually funny.
It seems kind of interesting that it's coming when Tony Hawk is coming. Like,
I was gonna say, I thought that generation of games just died, but I guess there's still fans out there. I wonder if they're like people in their 40s now.
Yes, that's exactly what it
Mostly.
is. It's like people between like 30 and 40 that have huge nostalgia for the Tony Hawk and Skate franchises are championing them and wanting them to come back. And
this may be ignorant, but I mean, I don't know if kids are into it still nowadays. Like this generation.
Skating? I have no idea, man.
I don't even see skaters on the street anymore.
Do we have any Zoomers in the chat? Can you leave a comment? Does anyone care about like skaters?
Drop some street knowledge in the chat section.
I don't know anything about that world, and I didn't care about it when it was big. So like I never owned a Tony Hawk. I played it over at like a friend's house, and I was like, "This is so you do tricks. That's the game. You do tricks." Like, okay, it's not really my thing. I don't
balance yourself on beams and stuff. But Jesus, I mean, there was an era where everybody you saw was either on skateboards or rollerblades.
Oh, they had those little stupid fingerboards that people would bring to like the cafeteria. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Finger trips or tricks. Like the finger man.
They had a name. I had to name those boards. I don't remember what they were, but another thing I was not into.
I mean, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, look it up because it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah, look up. I don't know what they're called, but just like Google fingerboard tricks. But don't do it on Pornhub. Do it on YouTube.
Terrible. All right, so that's the EA.
By the way, this story was from The Verge, as written by Nick Stat.
Oh, yep. Sorry, you didn't give credit.
And finally, Crash 4. We actually got a trailer for Crash 4 today. Did you happen to watch the trailer?
What's that? Sorry.
The Crash 4 trailer. Did you happen to watch the trailer for that?
No, I didn't watch the trailer. Put it on screen.
Yeah, you know what? Here,
this article doesn't have a trailer. I don't think.
Oh God, I'm in the infinite. Oh God, what have I done? Hold on. I need to.
Is it mirror gallery?
Yeah. I created a mirror gallery of doom. Here, I'll pull it up. I forgot I forgot I moved everything to this TV over here. Crash 4 official HD trailer. I'm gonna put it on with no audio here.
Alcohol reference. Comic mischief. Oh my God.
Mischief.
There
you
go. Mischief.
I mean, the art style, it's a nice little upgrade to the art style. It looks very cool and fluffy. This was never my game. I've definitely played it. I like platformers. I don't really understand this whole like running down the hallway platformer. It was okay in Contra 1, like every other stage, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Perspective.
Yeah,
I hated those levels.
Not really my thing here.
I'm just like generally not into 3D platformers, and that might be like a terrible bias because that also stopped me from getting into like the new Mario games, which there's a ton of, and everybody loves them. And I know if I play them, I'm gonna like them. It's just like I don't know.
Yeah. I was watching some people, you know, who love the series looking at this, and they were like, "Oh, it looks like a return to form for Crash. It's like an evolution,
It does look
but
like
it doesn't have all of that weird bullshit that they had in the spin-off games." And like, I don't know what they were talking about whatsoever. It looks very nice. It's being made by the Toys for Bob people, who are the guys who did the Spyro trilogy remake,
Oh wow, Spyro.
and that's beloved. That Spyro trilogy remake.
Yeah.
So
Spyro the what dragon?
Just Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, Spyro the Dragon. I thought
Yeah.
it was like some sort of adjective there.
Isn't that what it is? I think it's just Spyro the
I
Dragon.
think it is.
Let me see. Yeah, Spyro the Dragon.
Yeah.
I
Spyro the
I
Dragon.
played 1 and 2 on PS. I think they were both on PS1, right? Yeah.
I played the first one.
I think those are the
Way
guys
back
who
when.
also did they do the Skylanders? I think they did Skylanders as well, and they made like $1 billion off of Skylanders, and Spyro was like the jumping off point for Skylanders.
Oh wow! See, I played Spyro so long ago that I wasn't like aware of dev names or companies or anything. It's actually Insomniac.
Insomniac originally did it, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and you heard we talked about this last week that PlayStation has officially bought Insomniac, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
we need to get you a PlayStation, man. You're missing out on some beautiful exclusives, I'm telling you.
It's the time and money, man. Time and money.
I think it's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because we're both dying. But
Yeah, how's your week?
it was fine. I mean,
Yeah?
I'm going to be laid off next week.
That's always fun.
Yeah, so I'll be taking,
Lucrative package, though. I mean,
hopefully. I'm not supposed to
Hopefully
talk. I'm
you're
not
gonna be
supposed to
able to
talk
find
about it.
another
I'm not
job
supposed to talk
quickly.
about it. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
yeah.
I've signed an agreement.
It's what I meant by that was that you're not going to be on your ass and helpless.
No,
and,
I will be fine.
you know,
I will be fine,
Yes.
monetarily speaking.
it's a fair package.
I'm going to
so,
be taking off probably a couple months and then figure something out. But I'm
Yeah.
going to start a Twitch schedule, so you can do that in the meantime.
Oh
A
wow.
little bit of that.
Can you please stream in 720?
I'm streaming in 1080.
Can you stream in 720 and record in 1080?
No, I'm
for your
sorry.
YouTube
I will
purposes?
be streaming in 1080.
Do you know how?
I
do you
can't-
know
I
how
can't-
much easier it would be for how many people in the world if you stream in 720?
You know what? I'm very close to becoming an affiliate, so soon you'll be able to do a variable bitrate on that. You'll be able
Oh,
to
I can't
change.
believe it because
you'll be
I
able to
can't
change that.
watch your streams. When I watch stuff on my laptop
Yeah.
on my bed, it's just basically maybe 2 feet too far away for the signal. It just can't handle 1080 on Twitch.
I don't know,
Hey, I
man.
can handle 1080 on YouTube, but for some
I
reason,
think you're gonna have to get like a 50-foot Ethernet cable or something and just plug yourself in.
What a
Dr-
dick.
drill a hole in the wall. Anyway, what you playing?
What a dick.
I know.
I'm playing Dungeon of the Endless.
Oh my
on
God,
on
again?
Switch.
Oh my god! Is that a
It
full?
had a Switch release.
Is it a full release finally?
It's a full release. It
Explain
looks-
Dungeon of the Endless for people who don't know.
Dungeon of the Endless is a what would I say roguelite tower defense strategy.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to climb, I don't remember, 13 floors. Yeah, 13 floors. You have a crash landing and your pod goes all the way down into the ground. and
Aren't you all
make your way up.
prisoners or something like that? Isn't it like a prison?
And
a prison
yeah,
vessel?
it's a prisoner pod, and so all the characters are they're actually 3 factions. You have prisoners, and then you have the guards, and you have ship crew, and there are different interactions depending on the party that you make. A party of 4 heroes or characters, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
You go from floor to floor. You build structures, you mine for resources, you spend the resources on a variety of towers. You spend you have different currencies that come into play with different things: food for leveling up your heroes, science to get more upgrades for the towers that you get.
Are there
industry for building?
Are there like event rooms too?
There are a lot of event rooms actually. Yeah, when you open a door, every turn in the game is a door opening in a dungeon, and that can trigger waves of enemies. But also when you go into a room, it can be empty. It can have enemies in it that ambush you in the dark, and it can also have different events. Like you can be a shopkeeper in there. There can be like some sort of artifact or like technology, like stuff like that. But it's an amazing game. I have a long running series on YouTube of it. I played so many hours of it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun co-op too. Um, you get into a lot of arguments.
I didn't
What do you
realize there
wanna
was a
build?
co-op.
It's actually really fun co-op. You
Yeah.
can save it to and leave it. You don't have to do like in one sitting.
Okay.
It's a really fun game. I highly recommend it. On Switch, I was gonna say, obviously, it doesn't look as good as the PC version because I mean, honestly, even on the PC, you get to like later floors. When you're leaving the dungeon, all the rooms that you just explored, they spawn enemies. So sometimes you end up with like 400, 500 enemies that are all animated in pixel art with lighting elements, like all the particle effects and stuff like that happening at the same time, and it really chugs on your resources. But it looks decent. It looks
Yeah.
goofy on a small screen. It looks good.
Does
I have no
it? Does
complaints.
it? Do you just lose frames, or does like the whole thing slow down to a crawl? Or
The whole thing slowed down, but on the Switch, it hasn't happened yet.
really?
Yeah, so I think they definitely, when they made it, they had that in mind, like the Switch's capabilities in mind. And
I
they went into
played it
like
when
that.
it was in very early access, and I always remember getting my ass handed to me. I probably played like
It's hard.
I probably played like 30 runs. And I was like, I'm all right with this. I'm gonna
And then
press pause.
when you beat one of the pods, the first one, you get a bunch of other ones unlocked, and some of them they have requirements before you can unlock them, like win a run without losing anyone, sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's actually like a hard mode, and there's also an endless mode, and you just want to get to the highest floor that you can possibly. Mine was like 51.
Is endless
Which was
mode?
insane.
Does endless mode have a global scoreboard?
Ooh, good question.
I feel like there would not be. To me, I feel like there wouldn't be a point if there wasn't a global
I-
scoreboard.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there must be. I would hope. I would hope there is.
Could be bragging rights. I don't know.
Yeah.
But great game.
Good.
Highly recommend.
Anything else?
What about you, aside from Last of Us 2?
Call of Duty. Surprisingly.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah.
my friend Jesse down in Mississippi is always messaging me being like, "You want to play Call of Duty?" I'm like, "Not really, but we get really good Twitch clips when I play Call of Duty with you."
Uh-huh.
So I have been playing a lot of Gunfight 2v2 with my friend Jesse. And, and that is a mode where you and your opponents have the same exact weapons and you each have one life. And you just try to outsmart and out-aim your opponents. And
that's when you basically just pistol whip everyone.
Oh, I do like pistol whipping people when I have the chance. My favorite thing about leaving, like I generally don't like to leave voice chat on, but it is very fun in Gunfight.
Uh-huh.
Because when you kill someone, you get about 1 second of their audio.
And you can hear their frustration.
Yeah,
like,
you
oh,
hear,
son of a bitch.
Yeah, you get to hear their salt. I've been called a lot of racist terms lately that don't even apply to me really.
Oh.
And they'll say all kinds of horrible stuff. Every once in a while, you will actually get the sound of a little kid going "Wee!" Like I've heard that more than once.
That's annoying, but
and
whatever.
then I've noticed like afterwards, after the match is over, voice chat also opens. Half of the time you get the saltiest, biggest douchebags ever, but then half of the time you get the sweetest people that say GG and stuff. And I never,
really?
I didn't think that existed in the Call of Duty.
Dude, online gaming culture has changed a little bit.
Do you think
Believe it
so?
or not.
I've been
think
out of
so.
I've been out of the COD sphere.
I mean,
Since
yeah,
since 2012,
pretty
maybe?
toxic there. Counter-Strike is still pretty toxic, but
Yeah.
it's honestly like 20% less toxic, I swear.
You know what? I kind of been seeing it because if there are some nice people in Call of Duty, then there's hope for everything else. I feel like
Because that's what everyone's saying right now. It's just like, be nice. Just be a decent human being.
maybe it's the Zoomers. Maybe the Zoomers are nicer. Maybe
The
it was just
Zoomers
the,
are
the
they
millennials.
respect the
were just-
online. They
Yeah.
respect the online culture. They value an online person more than just like, oh, this idiot who's like, who
Yeah.
gives a fuck who this guy is, or you don't know where he is, what his name is. Like, just call them names.
Well,
Like,
good on the
fuck 'em.
Zoomers then. I hope that's true.
oh, the yawns are coming out.
Sorry,
It
man.
is the end of the podcast, everyone.
It is 9. Oh, it's only we only got a 40-minute podcast, but that's
Nick
okay.
is gonna turn into a pumpkin
And
in
then
a few minutes.
again, I've been playing The Last of Us part. I just beat The Last of Us Part 2. I plan on playing it again on Survivor mode, which is the hardest mode.
Are there influencing story changing decisions?
No, the game is laser focused narratively.
So zero replayability value.
In terms of story, none.
Mhm.
And I'm fine with that. I will experience that story again.
Is there multiplayer?
No.
But it could have multiplayer.
The original game had multiplayer, but they chose, instead of making multiplayer, to just make like an additional 12 hours of gameplay.
I
Yeah.
wonder if that ticked people off too.
I
Maybe.
don't know. No, I really think it's all about the story.
Yeah. It's all okay.
But besides the
Cheap.
story, the environments are beautiful. The load times are crazy. When you first start up,
Really?
when you first start up the game, you're waiting for like 8 minutes for the game to load.
Uh-huh. Preloads a whole bunch of things.
But then after that, when you die, it's like a 6 second load time. Like they put you,
I prefer that over everything else
they
because
put
it
you in
doesn't break
so
the flow of the
fast.
game.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and
Just wait. I'm willing to wait like 10 minutes, start a console, go make myself tea, use the bathroom, grab snacks. By the time you're back, then you're just gonna sit there and play.
that's the
You're
most
not gonna
impressive thing to me. Well, that's the most technically impressive thing to me about this game.
uh-huh.
And I cannot imagine how it'll run on PS5. Like
Uh-huh.
it should be, boom, you're back in.
Yeah.
You know?
With the new solid state technology.
Yeah,
What do
and
they call it? I forgot.
they just call it solid state something or other. I don't know. I don't remember
I
if they
thought it had
had.
like a
They
nickname.
might have had some flowery word for it, but who cares? Sony
Solid
solid
state.
state SSS. I don't know.
That's
Yeah. Um, and what else about that game? The voice acting is amazing. The mocap is incredible. The every fight feels fun. I never felt like there were pacing problems. I think it's a masterpiece. I'll talk more about it this week when it's just me. And
Graphically, you were impressed.
oh yeah, I popped
Mhm.
it on my my monitor here, which is 144
Uh-huh.
with 4K, and yeah, it's a slapper. The thing is
Sucked
gorgeous.
you in.
The thing is
Mhm.
gorgeous. Um, not much more to say without spoiling it, but I'm sad that it's over, but I'm also happy that it's over because it was draining. It was like emotionally and mentally draining
It
that
was a
game.
good story told,
Oh yeah,
and that's what matters.
yeah.
That's what matters
I think
most.
maybe
Yeah.
that's what some people are angry about. They don't have any agency over what the characters do because they're used to their Mass Effects and their Skyrims and all that shit where they just choose. But all of those
The
stories,
fake choices.
yeah, all those stories are watered down garbage at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this thing is like they knew the story they wanted to tell and they told the shit out of it, and it's really good.
And that's admirable in some sense,
I think so.
because
I think
they wanted
it's
to tell one singular story and
yeah,
they didn't want to like just dilute it with different possible endings and all
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
This is what the story they wanted to tell.
Like there's a time and a place for it, but like I'll tell you this, I can't remember the decisions I made in Skyrim or Fallout. Like I remember everything about The Last of Us Part 1 and I remember a lot about The
Mm.
Last of Us Part 2. I mean, I just finished it, but to cement that stuff in my brain, I'm going to have to play through at least one more time. And I'm going to play on the hardest difficulty and it's going to be a goddamn nightmare.
Because of like ammo limitations and
Oh,
all that stuff.
well, there's much more than just ammo in the game. There's also rags, alcohol, containers, sharps, adhesives, and melee weapons, and you can use all of those to build different things. You can make med packs with the rags and alcohol. You can make smoke bombs with like alcohol and containers. You can make like proximity mines with sharps, containers, and explosives. You can make shivs with knives and with sharps and adhesives. There's like every little thing you find has a gameplay reason for it to be there, and everything down from a fucking rag to a canister of flamethrower juice is valuable. You know?
I love crafting on that level in games
Yeah.
because you're literally crafting for your absolute survival.
And
you
you-
know when you find a screw that you need to just cherish it
Yeah.
because you know that you have nothing and the screw can just like probably make you something that's gonna
It is
extend your
like
life
that.
for 2 more fucking minutes in it.
And what else is cool is you can say that you are down to nothing and you're running away from enemies and you find like that last ingredient that you needed. You can craft a bomb in the middle of combat while crawling away to just barely get that thing off.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Another very simplistic indie game that did that for me, which had incredible crafting in it, and I always felt like, man, my life depends on the next thing I can make, so I better just scrounge for just everything. Teleglitch, if you ever
Oh, I
played
know
it.
Teleglitch.
Teleglitch, I never gave it a chance before. When I played it, I was like, oh man, this is hard. It looks really minimalistic. But then I put some more hours into it and I read all the logs and I understood the story behind it. I was like, man, this is a really intense, interesting story and the gameplay, you get hooked, and
Yeah.
it's such a good survival thriller. Like I highly recommend
You
telling
know
you
what?
as well.
You should stream it.
You think so? Oh man,
Or make
I'd be
some
screaming
make,
like a
some
girl. I'd be like,
some
"Ah,
videos.
run, zombies!"
Oh, dude, if I did my playthrough on camera, people would have just been giving me shit for crying the whole time. I swear, like every cutscene, I was like dabbing my eyes and stuff. It was terrible. There's one cutscene where I actually had a single tear roll down my cheek. That's how much of a baby I was during that game.
Just rolling down. You're just
Yeah.
sitting there with your chin quivering.
All right, guys, that's probably gonna do it for this week. Hopefully, next week we have an additional member and we're not so tired.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hey, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I have like the weird tired energy, you know, like you get hyper.
I had to turn
I feel
off my
pretty silly.
I had to turn off my AC for the mic, so I'm kind of like baking right now.
Hey, I hope my fan is not.
I don't hear your fan. You would definitely
okay.
hear my AC though.
Okay, good.
All right,
'Cause
guys.
my PC fan is not too. Anyway, guys.
Have a good week. This is like week 5, so I'm gonna say it now, even though not many
Yay.
people are watching or listening. If you like this shit, give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment, all that stupid stuff that people say. Thumbs up.
Yeah, tell your friends you know these guys.
Thumbs up are the best things
IRL.
for YouTube algorithm, and we are on Spotify as well if you want to listen to this in the car, on your run, whatever the hell you do.
Yeah.
It's there.
Enjoy your weekend.
All right.
Or wait, it's already past the weekend.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
Have a
We'll
good
see
week.
you next.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.